The Undercountry Music News is an excerpt of the weekly internet broadcast Undercountry Music, which features music from great country artists you won't hear on mainstream radio, as well as a roundup of the most interesting country music news of the week without all the fluff. This program you are listening to right now contains only the news portion of the show. To listen and subscribe to the full weekly episode containing the music and interviews, please visit undercountrymusic.com or simply subscribe to the Undercountry Music Podcast on iTunes. Let's get into it. C'est la vie, mon chéri, because now it is time for the Undercountry Music News! Nya-ha-ha! Nya-ha-ha! The Undercountry Music News! It is my favorite part of the show, mon chéri, mon ami. This is where I, Neil Smith, digs into the week of country music news. Viva la country! Okay, I can't keep doing that. All right, yeah, each week I type 3 little words into Google. I type the word country, then I type the word music, and then I type the word news. Move this mic a little closer to me here. And I see what websites come up on the front page of Google. It's usually the same damn websites every week. But they're supposed to have country music news. So I go on there looking for country music news. Sometimes they got it, sometimes they don't. Sometimes I get on there and there's like 5 Taylor Swift stories. Seriously. And I ain't bringing those to you, okay? I am here to dig and find the real news nuggets that you can squish and flick on other people. So, for all the time it would take you to go to site to site to site to site to get the essential country music news that actually is news and not just BS press releases and National Enquirer type crap, you just come to here, you hang out with me on the news portion for, 20 minutes or so, and you got it. You're set for the week. And that's what I do here. Oh, and you know what? I don't pull any punches either. If a website's just dishing crap, I call them on it. And I don't care what enemies I make. I honestly don't. Because there's too much effing glad-handing going on here in Nashville. And I'm tired of it, Somebody's got to just say it. Say what's on their freaking mind. You might agree with me. You might not. You might call me a hater. Whatever label you want to do. If it's on my mind and I go, you know what? That's BS. I'm going to say it. And, I don't really care who I piss off. And that's the deal. Oh, but you know what? If I go on a website that says they have country music news and they don't have any country music news, it's just total garbage. It's like just press releases and 19 Taylor Swift stories. I reward at least one. Well, not always one. Sometimes everyone does a good job and nobody gets it. But whenever I find a website that doesn't report the country music news they're supposed to be reporting, I reward that site with the dreaded Undercountry Music News Wet Belch of the Week. And it's usually better than that, too. Anyway, let's get into it. Over at CMT, Josh Turner and his wife have just welcomed their 4th kid, Samuel Hawk Turner. Congratulations, Josh. Your Willie still works. Also, Garth Brooks has finally started offering his music for digital download. As if we couldn't digitally download his music before. Well, he was definitely one of the last holdouts that there was. He has launched a digital service called Ghost Tunes, which is pretty much what Garth's been putting out for the past however long, and because he's been a ghost. Well, he's been in Vegas getting fat, but anyway, Ghost Tunes. His new digital service is offering his entire catalog of music for $30. You get it all. Even the stuff you don't want. Even that weird stuff he did in the 90s, that Chris whoever, where he had tried to be this new age pop star. Anyway, Ghost Tunes also offers music from most of the big record labels and allows consumers to stream their music immediately upon purchase, and also keeps it all in a cloud locker. A cloud locker. Okay. And, and according to this article, and I found this wording particularly interesting, they can play it with the audio player of their choice on a phone, tablet, or computer. Now notice it didn't say and computer. That might mean something. It might mean nothing. It may have just been the way it was worded. But, what I want to know is if there is copy protection on these downloads, which is going to restrict the purchaser from placing the songs that they bought and now legally own, from putting that on all the devices that they own, or making safety copies. If I buy in on this platform, will I be restricted from making a safety copy or having it on multiple devices? Saving to an external drive or putting it on my own cloud storage that I know and trust. Because I actually have to trust that your cloud storage, which has been alive less than a month, is going to be there maybe a year from now when I have an oh crap moment and need to re-download all my stuff. Or am I going to have to jump through hoops to get the music I own when I update to a new device or new devices? Because, electronics get outdated like within a year now. Because, stuff stops working on them, because, faster, every year. The ways in which this new platform will or will not restrict the consumer, I think that's the elephant in the room, which this article unfortunately fails to address. Now, I'm not knocking Ghost Tunes because I just don't know enough about it. But I will say that I believe the reporter at CMT completely missed an enormous chunk of this story. So hopefully we'll get some answers on that soon. Until I have those answers, I couldn't give two S's about Ghost Tunes, to be honest. Anyway, moving along over to Taste of Country. Miranda Lambert's bed and breakfast, named The Ladysmith, is now open for business in her hometown of Toshomingo, Oklahoma. The building was built in 1901 and has undergone an entire year of renovations while being prepared for its grand opening. You can see pictures of both the inside and the outside over at Taste of Country. The place and the rooms, they look pretty cool, by the way. I would definitely stay there. I would imagine it's a little pricey, but hey, you know what? To sniff Miranda's bed sheets, I'm just going to leave that one right there where I threw it out. Country Weekly. Over at our good friends at Country Weekly, the CMA Awards nominees have been announced, and I couldn't possibly care less. That's about all they have over there. CMA Award nominees, they've been announced. And, I guess if I want to see the list of people who are up for awards, I can just look at the last 3 years of CMAs, and I'm sure it's going to be about, 85% the exact same artist. So there's no reason for me to pay attention to this year's CMAs because it's just the same old crap every year. All these people who pretend to be country go and walk out on a stage, and then a million rock and pop stars and rap stars come out, and then they rock and pop and wrap up all this country that was already rock and pop and wrapped up. So there's just no reason for me to pay attention to it. Anyway, moving along. Over to GAC, Great American Country. I S You Not. 3 stories with Taylor Swift front and center. And the S just rolls downhill from there. The undercountry music, Wet Belch of the Week, goes to GAC. Great American Crap. Nashville Gab. A picture of Chase Rice in a Batman suit. A picture of Carrie Underwood's baby bump. A Taylor Swift home video. And about the only thing that wasn't complete crap at Nashville Gab this week, who really is, they seem to be turning into the National Enquirer of country music reporting here. Oh, the only thing that wasn't complete crap over there was a link to a video of Rodney Atkins popping in to the world-famous Bluebird Cafe in Nashville. And he's never played there before this time. And that actually is worth sifting through the garbage over at Nashville Gab to get to and watch. And I highly recommend that you do. You know, because it's a good snippet of maybe half of the song Watching You of him just solo acoustic. And that's pretty neat. I like that. All right, over at the 615, Ronnie Milsap is releasing a 21-disc box set of all 21 studio albums he recorded for RCA Records, which means he's not actually releasing jack squat, just repackaging his old stuff for a quick buck. I mean, seriously, that's I like Ronnie Milsap as much as the next guy. He pretty much played a large hand in the ushering of pop music into country, which you can either love him or hate him for from back in the day. But, I mean, he really didn't do anything here. I mean, he might have posed for a picture or two, but, maybe if you wanted all Ronnie Milsap's stuff, and you wanted him on an outdated format like compact disc, maybe you could pay a lot more for them than you would if you were to just download them online and get this damn thing. Well, I actually have no idea how much it costs, but but come on. All right. Continuing over at the 615, over 2,000 items from the estate of Waylon Jennings are going on the auction block this fall, with the most notable items being a 1958 motorcycle. Doesn't say what kind of motorcycle. Was it an Indian, a Harley? It doesn't say. But it was originally owned by Buddy Holly, and it was presented to Waylon Jennings by members of Buddy Holly's band, the Crickets. And Waylon kept it in his living room. I'm imagining that was a pretty nice sized living room there. Also up for auction is the original recording contract signed by all 4 members of the Highwaymen. Chris Christopherson, Johnny Cash, Waylon Jennings. Who the heck was the 4th guy in there? Oh, Willie Nelson. Yeah, of course, Willie Nelson. How can I forget that? Also, braids of Willie Nelson's hair are up for auction. I wouldn't drop that in the little sample cup, to pass the hair sample drug test if I were you. Kicking on over to theboot.com. They have a couple of cool stories over there about the Everly Brothers being honored by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, which really isn't country related. But hey, I guess in this day and age, I mean, there were a lot of country artists back in the day that kind of had that sound too. And were the Everly Brothers a thing today? Of course, the only reason they're not is because one of them passed away a few years back. They might be considered an Americana act, which kind of shoots them around the horn into the kind of larger family of country anyway. They did play acoustic guitars, whatever. Anyway, they're being honored by the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And also, Pat Higdon, a music industry executive, is being honored with the Francis Williams Preston Mentor Award for his contributions to country music. This award will be presented to him at the upcoming Nashville Songwriters Hall of Fame dinner and induction ceremony. I have no idea who that guy is, but he sounded all fancy. Oh, wee, wee, wee. Okay. Anyway, country standard time. Back to Garth Brooks. Garth Brooks has released a new single called People Loving People. I'm not sure I could call it released, though. I looked for it on YouTube. Not there. I looked for it on Spotify. Not there. I went to Garth's website, and I couldn't listen to it at all without buying it. I mean, you might like that or not. I mean, I couldn't even hear a sample of it to see if I wanted to buy it, if I so wished to buy it. I mean, shouldn't you at least hear a little of it before you go, hey, yeah, I like that. Hey, I'll give you some money for it. So where the hell do you hear it to know whether or not you like it well enough to kick down the corn for it? Is he only letting radio stations play it right now? And then saying if you hear it on the radio and you like it, go buy it? Well, I don't listen to the radio. I listen to podcasts. I can't stand mainstream country radio. It's got mostly crap on it. Crap and a half hour of commercials every hour. I don't need it. I have shows that don't have commercials that I can download and hear good stuff. I don't need to spend my time listening to the tower that fades out after a few miles of driving. Now, I did find a 1-minute snippet of the song, finally, that someone took at a live concert of Garth with their phone. I'm sure at one of his new kickoff concerts. I gotta tell you, I wasn't real impressed with the tune. It was pretty pop and really bland. It's one of those effing kumbaya songs about let's all hold hands and love one another and let love spin the world around and blah, blah, blow me. And this has been your Undercountry Music News. You like that, huh? Thank you for listening to the Undercountry Music News. The Undercountry Music News is just a small excerpt of the weekly, hour-long internet broadcast Undercountry Music, where I, Neil Smith, not only round up the week in country music news and put my own spin on it, but I also play music and have great interviews by lesser-known original country acts, the kind that you won't hear on mainstream country radio. If you're thirsting for that, get on over to undercountrymusic.com where you can listen and subscribe. You can also subscribe via iTunes to Undercountry Music. Thanks so much. Stay under, stay country.